Hey guys, welcome back. We have another, I guess, happy ending, kind of happy ending to a story here. We had some card stores, some collectible shops in Edmonton, in Western Canada. They were getting robbed. There was a whole bunch of them robbed. There was a few right in around the same area, same time. We have this video from 4 months ago, back in, I guess, the beginning of February. I think the events took place in mid-January, somewhere in around there. And yeah, sure enough, it ended up being drug-related. And I know a lot of people are like, Rattle, don't assume that people stealing Pokemon cards, breaking into card shops, breaking into stores, stealing from Walmart, don't assume that they're doing it for drugs. And I'm here to tell you, there's a very good chance that anyone that's doing anything of that sort is doing it for the drugs. They're not doing it because they're Pokemon collectors. No, it's not an instance of, hey, I want child's cardboard, because people will be like, oh, I can't believe they would do this for children's cardboard. No, they're doing it because it's worth money. They're doing it because they can use it as currency to get drugs that they want. The same with any other stolen goods. The problem is that now that the stuff is worth money, that it's in the mainstream, the people know that it's worth money. They know they can swap it off, trade it off, sell it off, exchange it off for the drugs that they want. Is the issue. That's what we're dealing with here most of the time. I get that it's not all the time, not every time, all the time, but in cases where people are straight up breaking into stores, breaking a window out, climbing through, filling bags with stuff, where we've seen time and time again, they don't know exactly what they're grabbing. Sometimes they grab the dumbest shit they've ever could possibly grab, graded cards, all that stuff that can be traced back to the original owner. But regardless, we're going to take a look through here. If you haven't watched the video, the first video on this, and would like to do so, would like the full context of the stores that were affected, and the information with those, you can go ahead and I will link that down below. First thing in the description should be there, and I will put it up above my head, and I'm going to wave my finger around like this, because that's how I know I'm going to have the thing up there at the correct timing in the video. That's all you need to know. All right, so we had a little. We'll watch this video again real quick before we get into the details. We have the police report or police summary that we'll finish off with today, but also some articles on such. All right, so another one of the game stores that were affected. And again, we said it then. It was weird. They were stealing weird stuff. Clearly not actual like enthusiasts that were trying to steal the most valuable stuff, that knew what they were doing or what they were stealing. They just think Pokemon equals $, $ equals drugs. We're going in. But I'm glad, hopefully this is all shut down to the point that we'll be seeing a whole lot less of this in that area. I know certain areas are way worse than others, specifically big cities that can be affected by this kind of stuff. There's an underground super drug ring that's accepting all these collectibles. And I don't know I don't know exactly what the motivation is. I guess if the people with the drugs it's just like an extra way to get caught. As somebody that's got a bunch of drugs, selling a bunch of drugs, how can you be so dumb enough to be accepting stolen goods? But I guess if you can make huge dollars off these stolen goods, maybe that's the reason for it. But regardless, this is a few times recently on the channel here that we cover it. Cover the retrieval, cover the bust, and the bust is not only Pokemon cards, but it is also drugs. So here we have the police statement. They were looking into it. They did look into it. They found it. They found the cards. I would imagine that this is most, if not all, of the cards that were part of the same incident. Now, I don't think it was necessarily the drug dealers, the people with all these drugs that got caught, that had the stolen Pokemon cards. I don't think it was them that were going into these shops. I think the stuff was being exchanged to them in for drugs. That's what it comes down to, and I think that's going to be the majority of the cases. People that are sitting on a billion drugs are probably not actually the ones going in and breaking into places. But they were left holding the Pokemon bag. All right, now we have the article here. We're gonna watch the minute and 55 clipperino of this is the Global News Hour at 6 Edmonton. This is their new article here, posted June 30th. Edmonton drug bust also nets 34,000 in Pokemon cards and other collectibles. Crazy. All right, let's watch.
Glass door was broken. And then the light in the hallway was broken, and then it's scattered on the floor.
Bella came into work at Remedy Cafe Monday to find the neighboring business broken into.
The door got smashed, the comic book shop.
That's the second time in 3 days Wizards Comics and Collectibles was robbed. In the first theft, more than $20,000 worth of merchandise was taken. It's a shock, but happening a lot lately.
There's no fear. These people know what they're doing.
Rolling Tales in Terwilliger got hit last month at 8:30 in the morning after a thief broke through the back door. The owner says he knew exactly what he was looking for.
Got behind the counter, dropped a duffel bag on the ground, and just started straight arming product into the duffel bag. And within less than 3 minutes, they were out the door with everything that they wanted.
The hot items these criminals are going for are packs of Pokemon and Magic cards that can be sold online for as low as $20 or as high as $1,000 per card. And more businesses like these keep getting robbed.
Wizards, Taps for Effects is another card shop. Apta Games was hit last year. Red Claw, which is another store up on the north side, they've been hit. I mean, there's obviously something going on.
We've identified that there is a trend with comic book thefts with the Pokemon cards, these businesses being broken into.
Police encourage people to call them if the sale of cards like these online seems suspicious.
The eyes and ears of the public in these instances are extremely important. If we can correlate different things and put those together, hopefully it leads us to a suspect.
Meanwhile, comic book stores say they're looking at their security options, but at this point aren't sure what more they can do. Lisa McGregor, Global News.
So that's a huge thing. If you come across someone that is suspiciously selling a ton of like sealed product, way less than it should be, and it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the product, there's a good chance that it's stolen. Maybe it's a drug ring like the one that we're taking a look at today, but also at the same, it's just, if it's fishy, maybe reach out to me, reach out to law enforcement, and just kind of provide that tip to them. It could lead back to something similar to this instance that we're taking a look at today. All right, back to the article by Stephanie Swensrud. We have Watch Above. That was from January 17th, 2023. There's a trend of comic book stores getting robbed in Edmonton. Most recently, Wizards Comics and Collectibles on the south side was hit twice in 3 days, and the thieves got away with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. As Lisa McGregor reports, it's the latest crime wave, and the criminals know exactly what to look for. Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards that can fetch a big resale price. Maybe not the $7 packs, loose packs that are there on the front. I don't think that's exactly what they should be going for. Here we have it. The Edmonton Police Service says collectible cards like Pokemon and sports cards are increasingly being used as currency within the drug trade. Not really much surprise there. I mean, collectibles, they're easy to exchange. Maybe hides the fact that there's like a financial deals taking place. Or if they're receiving these, then they don't have to worry about maybe marked bills. But they have marked Pokemon cards that they probably have to look out for. Officer sees nearly 60,000 cards valued at $34,000 in April while investigating a suspect drug operation in central Edmonton, EPS said on Friday. So this is pretty wild. And we can see there is definitely some Pokemon cards there. We have some other card games. What, is that Naruto or something? Someone's going to butcher me for whatever that is because I can't really tell. We got Pokemon. We got the weird like game night free-for-all. What is this, like Harry Potter board game or something? Probably just whatever these people were stealing. We do have some Magic cards in there. Again, binders. So it could be stolen from residences. But also I think there's probably a good chunk that have been stolen from card shops. And if you're the drug peeps, you probably don't know a whole lot about this, so you're probably going to make some suspicious listings, either stuff that is not priced high enough. They might make some excuses like, oh, they were my grandfather's and he passed away, and it was in an estate sale, and all that other crap that you normally hear from people that are scamming or stolen good selling. But regardless, collectible trading cards, police say, were seized during a drug investigation. Edmonton Police Service. The investigation started in November 2022 in the McDougall neighborhood along 107 Avenue. It culminates in officers executing search warrants on 2 homes and 1 vehicle on April 15th, police said. Police said officers seized 3.9 kilograms of methamphetamine, 95 grams of cocaine, 6 grams of fentanyl, and other various drugs. The drugs had a combined street value of over $410,000, according to the police. Wow. Bernard Augustin, 49, and Tamara Cook, 43, have been jointly charged with 11 offenses related to the possession and production of controlled substances and possession of proceeds of crime. So I'd like to give a big old aha to all the people that were like, don't assume it's drugs, Rattle. It's not drugs. It's never going to be drugs. You can't assume that. Again, I'm not saying that it's always the case that someone's breaking in somewhere and stealing collectibles. But chances are, if someone's doing something that stupid, where they know there's security footage, they know there's a huge chance of them getting caught, either in the act or after the fact, there's a good chance that there's drugs involved. And voila, here it is again. Everything ties back to drugs being the reason for all this. It's sad that people maybe they need the drugs or think they need the drugs, or they're addicted to the drugs so badly that they feel like they need to ruin their life even worse than they already have. But that seems to be the case. Edmonton police officers seized more than $400,000 in drugs in an investigation in April, police said. Edmonton Police Service. So then we have the police statement here. We have the Edmonton Police Service website here. We got the news and media releases. Drug arrests. EPS downtown beats team shuts down drug operation. So for immediate release, 30th of June 2023 at 1:25 p.m. A 6-month investigation initiated by the Edmonton Police Service's EPS Downtown Beats team has culminated with more than $400,000 in illegal drugs being taken off the city streets. So this is like an overall win. Hopefully this cuts down on the underground drug crap that was going on here. $500,000 almost in drugs being taken off the streets. But also when you're seeing the small businesses in the area suffer because of it, I think that's also extremely important that this whole thing gets shut down and hopefully discourages it from reappearing, or if there's more of it, hopefully discourages it from existing at this point in time. I have a feeling it's going to be always like an ongoing issue. The collectibles market, unfortunately, getting wrapped up in this is also not in anyone's best interest. But yeah. In November 2022, EPS Downtown Beats initiated a drug investigation based in the McDougall community along 107 Avenue. On April 15th, 2023, police executed search warrants on 2 residences and a vehicle, resulting in the seizure of the following drugs and proceeds of crime. Right, we got methamphetamine, $390,000 worth. Holy crap. Buffing agent. We got cocaine. We got fentanyl. We got methamphetamine prepackaged. I guess that separate count. Pills of various controlled drugs valued at approximately $4,200. And then we have 59,250 Pokemon sports and other collectible cards valued at $34,000. So yeah, there's a good chance that they were just accepting them as a payment method for the people that were coming to buy drugs from them. Some sort of payment method. Maybe they get a huge discount. Maybe it's the fact that they can hide that it's not necessarily currency. But again, I don't know, like, if they were trying to launder the money or make it seem like the money was obtained officially, then they have to like list the stuff on a selling platform and have a receipt for it. Maybe they were trying at that, but probably just the fact that they can get a whole lot more money for the stolen goods. And again, I don't know. It's just another way. It's another way to get caught. But again, the criminals are dumb, guys. Criminals are dumb. Credit card pressing machine with associated software and a large quantity of blank credit cards. Whew, that'll get you. Bernard Augustin, 49, and Tamara Cook, 43, were jointly charged with 11 offenses related to the possession and production of controlled substances, as well as the possession of proceeds of crime. This investigation also highlighted a trend that has been emerging recently, whereby collectible cards are being used as currency within the drug trade. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shame, but that's what you get into when anything that ends up being worth money. I'm sure the same crap has happened with sneakers and whatever else. But it's sad to see that the Pokemon cards are getting tied up in all of this. But it's bound to happen. This is a great example of Beat members being alive to the needs of given community affected by drugs, disorder, and the spin-off crimes that come from these activities, says Acting Staff Sergeant Sean Parker, EPS Downtown Branch. So here's the drugs, the big old drug haul, which is pretty crazy. Drug seized during a 6-month investigation is initiated by the EPS Downtown Beats team. We got the media inquiries, but yeah, guys, another, I guess, hopefully this cuts down and helps out the local community, the small businesses, and I mean, the less accessible these drugs are to anyone is probably for the best, especially when you're talking methamphetamines and such. So it's dangerous stuff. Hopefully we're seeing less and less of this. I guess as the Pokemon market has kind of cooled off to some extent, but I don't know. This is what it comes down to. Hopefully less of this to come. But when it does happen, I would like to cover it, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in to watch it. Join the Discord. I'll see you next time.